Okay, let me see. Fire. It's giving me issues, guys. So if I cut back off and on, human history, right? And I mean, I'm just excited. I'm really, really hyped up. I'm fired up about everything. What we're going to be going over is kind of principles that I like to call the 7 P's of I am. Now, essentially, when I talk about the 7 P's that I am, there's like principles to it. 7 things that you should be doing every single day that's going to get you to the next level and actually help you get results in this entire business. Like I said, this is an entire business. But, you have to have certain high income skills. You need to have the right type of belief system. You need to have the right type of value. You need to have the right type of vision, right? You need to have the right type of leadership. These are things that I would, I used to incorporate in my entire business in certain principles that got me to the entire next level, right? And I always say, right, behind every single principle is always a promise. Behind every single principle is always a promise. So there is a result. There is always a next level. There's always something that's going to be promised to you once you apply some of the information correctly. All right, 7 P's of I am, okay? Let's run it. Let's run it up, guys. Let's run it up. Okay, number 1. Let's talk about this, guys. Number 1, prospecting, right? Prospecting. Going out there and saying the R word, all right? I know a lot of people on the call tonight don't like me saying the R word. Some of y'all are scared, okay, to hear the R word. Okay, the R word, which is recruiting, right? Recruiting. Read up. Recruiting is the answer. John, I don't have momentum. Amazing. Recruiting is the answer. John, my leaders aren't serious. Amazing. Recruiting is the answer. John, I want to hit the next rank. How do I do it? Recruiting is the answer. John, how do I get to Chairman 500? Chairman 100. Recruiting is the answer, guys. And I feel like a lot of people, especially in our society today, we have limited our conditioning. We have been conditioned to believe that recruiting is a bad thing. When in reality, okay, recruiting is done by multi-billion and trillion-dollar companies all around the world. Think about the NBA. Think about the NFL. Think of multi-billion-dollar companies everywhere in the world. They're always taught to go out there and recruit. The NBA, every single season, what are they doing? They're looking at different colleges to what? Different college students to go out there and recruit. Okay, what are different colleges doing every single season right before the NBA, right before the basketball season or right before football season? What are they doing? NCAAs, what are they doing? They're looking at high school students to go out there and recruit. All right? They recruit you with scholarships. Think about it. When you're going out there, okay, and you're dating different types of girls, or you're a girl, you're dating different types of guys. What are you doing? You're essentially recruiting somebody. Okay, you're trying to tell them, hey, this is why you should be with me. Okay, everybody likes to tell me that they don't like to recruit people. Let me keep it real. You recruited yourself into believing that you didn't recruit, that you don't like to recruit people. You're a great recruiter. Because you just recruited yourself. So there's this negative connotation when it comes to recruiting that a lot of people believe that it is difficult, it is hard, they don't understand it. Okay, and a lot of people that say, I hate recruiting. Okay, it's usually because they're bad at it or they have an insecurity. Okay, that's really the only reason why you would hate recruiting. If you didn't have an issue with recruiting, if you were good at it, you would not hate it. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. Recruiting is the answer. NBA, NFL, billion-dollar companies, okay, they all recruit, okay? Learn where to recruit. What type of people do you want to recruit, right? We always talk about recruiting the right type of people. You want to go out there and recruit coachable people, consistent people, okay? People that are massively consistent, okay? People that are, how can I say this in a better way? Okay, people that are influential, people that are hungry, okay? Offline, if you're recruiting offline, hookah bars, clubs, malls, gyms. I used to recruit people at the gym all the time. I remember I used to go to the club and I wouldn't pitch the business in the club, but I would just build a relationship and get their number and their Instagram after. And we would talk. I bumped into some multiple 6-figure real estate agents and a millionaire who was like under the age of 24 in this one place that I went to at this one party. It's so funny. I met him at a party. And he has networks all around the world. But what I did was I simply talked value and built a relationship, and then guess what? I talked to him about the business after, right? So clubs, malls, gyms, hookah bars, okay? Offline, online, IG, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Yo, let me keep it real tonight. People always tell me all the time, John, I have nobody to talk to. I hit my whole list. Bullshit. That is bullshit. You are bullshitting me right now. There is no way in 2020 You've talked to everybody on your Instagram, everybody on your Facebook, everybody in your Snapchat, everybody in your entire contacts list. Dude, I remember there was one time this one person was so angry. He was like, bro, I can't hit platinum 150, bro. I'm like, bro, have you hit your list? He's like, yes, I hit my list. I called bullshit. I told him, bro, come over to my house tomorrow at 5 o'clock. He's like, 5 o'clock? Yeah, come over tomorrow at 5 o'clock with a notebook and a sheet of paper, bro. Cool. Came over to my house. I'm like, perfect. Write a list. He's like, bro, I already wrote a list. I'm like, bro, let me see your contacts. Who is Jerry? Oh, bro, Jerry's a guy from work. I haven't talked to him in 5 years. Okay, cool. Why is he not on your list? Well, I just called out your bullshit. I remember that I invited this one guy, his name was JL at the time, to my crib. And by the end of 2 hours, he came over at 5, left at 7 o'clock, he was a platinum 150. He was a platinum 150. Why? Because I legitimately launched him and helped him prospect and showed him how to build the list, right? And I told him the offline and online place to go out there and prospect. Okay? If you're having issues prospecting, you're just not prospecting in the right places. You're not prospecting correctly. Let me give you guys another example. When you're prospecting, there's this one skill set that you need. Maybe two. And it has to do with this. But you need to have posture. You need to have confidence. I don't understand, dude. I've been in this game for 4 years. I'm seeing 4 or 5 years. I'm seeing kids smashing 250 grand a month in less than 2 years. I'm seeing people go from in 7 years 0 to now having $20 million in their binary options trading account. I was with Ness yesterday. I saw that. I was like, dude, holy shit. I'm seeing people right now legitimately setting themselves up for generational wealth for the next 3 generations, next 5 generations. Have some confidence behind that when you're prospecting people. Dude, you are the gatekeepers. I say this all the time. You are the gatekeepers to a $7 trillion a day industry. Act like it, bro. Act like it. If you knew you were going to 6 or 7 figures, or you were going to be a millionaire, or you're representing a $1 trillion company, guess what? What would your posture be like? What would your confidence be like, bro? Don't allow other people to sway you. Don't allow other people to tell you how to think, what to think. They don't have the results. I'm just being honest with y'all. Right? So number one, prospecting. Rito, recruiting is always the answer. Recruiting is always the answer. Reach out to 5 to 10 people a day if you have gone through your quote-unquote entire list, which I think is bullshit. Okay, 4 steps to prospecting. Let's talk about it real quick, okay? Piquing interest, complimenting. I always compliment people on social media. I always compliment people when I'm going out with people. You know the best way to build a relationship and to close someone is to open them up first. How do you do that? The best way to do that is by what? Complimenting them. You automatically get on somebody's good side when you compliment them, and it has to be genuine. Let's say what I used to do all the time when I used to meet people, I'm like, yo, bro, that's a nice shirt. Where'd you get that from? I used to go up to people and be like, yo, bro, those shoes are fire. Just immediately compliment them on the shoes. They're like, yo, and I used to see them get red all the time. They're like, yo, so crazy. Like, oh, really? You really think so? I'm like, yeah, bro, they're lit. Where'd you get them from? He's like, yo, champs. Like, nah. And it was so funny, bro. I remember I used to compliment people at the gym sometimes. I'm like, yo, bro, you look like you work out, dude. Do you know what you're doing? Like, what should I be doing right now? I was just asking for advice at the gym. I knew what I was doing, but I was like, I just wanted to talk to him. He looked like someone that was super sharp. I used to do that all the time. People would get all red. They're like, oh, you think I look big? It's so funny. Because what? You're now building a genuine, relationship, but you're piquing interest through a compliment. Number 2, you're building a relationship. After I used to compliment them, I'm like, yo, bro, by the way, are you from here? You from Miami? Yo, I'm out here in Chicago. Are you from Chicago? Nah? Dope. Yeah, no, I'm actually from Miami. I'm actually visiting real quick to go grab, I'm actually getting a tattoo out here. But yeah, bro, no, I was just asking because this place is pretty dope, bro. You guys just opened up. So slowly asking him questions like, okay, you from here? What do you do, bro? Like, how's this pandemic been? I know it's crazy. Just asking him questions. Asking him questions and building a relationship to then inevitably invite him to a call, right? And he's like, yo, what else do you do out here? I'm like, yo, bro, by the way, like, have you ever heard of trading before, like crypto or like any of that stuff? So you could pique his interest. Bro, I know you're like super sharp. Actually, I'm actually visiting Chicago, bro. We're having an event and then I go to Dallas. We're having an event in a couple of days with like 5,000 people. No way. You're having an event with 5,000 people? Yeah, bro, it's going to be crazy. What's the event about? Dude, have you ever heard of like cryptocurrency before? Yeah, I've heard about it all in the news. Dude, I got to break it down to you, bro. It's like the largest shift in wealth in human history. People are going to be like, what? Dude, explain. Right now, it's not the time and place. Yo, let me get your Instagram. We'll talk a little bit more about it. But it's crazy, bro. Look at my Coinbase account. Okay? That's literally like a normal conversation I used to have with people when I was prospecting. And they're like, wait. Sometimes I used to get, sometimes, is it that pyramid thing? I'm like, no, not at all. What are you talking about? Like, no, I've been just seeing a bunch of stuff about this Forex stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know who introduced it to you like that, but bro, I'm going to actually break it all down for you. You free tomorrow at 7? Yeah. Cool. Yo, 7 o'clock, I'm going to give you a call, bro. Get my Instagram. I'm going to give you a call. Perfect. That's it. Smooth. You got to be smooth with it. You got to be confident with it. Yo, if you knew you were going Chairman 10, how would you act? How would you talk? And even if the person said, nah, I'm not interested, what would you do? I would say, okay, cool, bro. Amazing, man. Sayonara. Peace. May not be qualified. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me at all. That person needs me. I'm doing him a favor introducing him right now to the largest market in the world. I'm doing him a favor putting him in an environment to grow. That's the type of posture you need. That's how I look at it. I'm doing you a favor. They're not doing me a favor getting involved. They're giving me more headaches, to be honest. At this point, I don't even need anybody else to join my business. They're giving me more headaches. Because I got to launch you. I got to work with you. I'm doing you the favor. If you don't want it, amazing, bro. I'm gonna go work with someone else that wants the favor, bro. Because I've seen this turn people to millionaires. So it's like prospecting. That's the type of mentality that you need to have. Right? First message, okay? Let's say through Instagram. Yo, what's going on? You have a great profile. Would love to connect or collab. Hey, Jerry, I'd love to connect with you on a business level. I see you have a great Instagram. Would you be open to marketing and promoting? Hey, Sarah, you have a great profile. Yeah, I'd love to connect with you. Tell me more about what you do. Second message, before I give you all the details, let me ask you, have you ever promoted before? Before I give you the details, let me ask you, have you ever traded before? Build a little bit more of a relationship now. This is a little bit older. What I used to do is I would be a little bit more too direct sometimes. And what I recommend is sometimes ask them, what is it that they do right now? How long have they been doing that for? Because before you wanted to get on a call with them, you wanted to ask them and kind of see if they're qualified for it. Right? Create the qualification game. The person that's always asking the questions is the one that is in control of the conversation. Don't fall into somebody else's frame when you're messaging them or when they're messaging you. Have them qualify themselves to you. Okay? You shouldn't be telling them why Forex is so good, Forex is so amazing. Bro, they need to be telling you why they deserve to be on your team. They should be telling you, okay, so that's what I do. When I hop on a call with somebody and I connect with them, I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? Yo, kind of tell me a little bit about yourself so I can see, where you're at with everything. And then I'll kind of tell you a little bit about my story. They gotta qualify themselves to me, bro. They gotta tell me what their story, and I want to figure out where they're at in life and how I could help them, or how this could possibly be a vehicle to get them to the next level. It may not be the vehicle, but how it could possibly be the vehicle to get them to the next level. That's what's helped me with prospecting. Because I understand, even when I was a Platinum 150, Platinum 1000, I was talking like this. I was thinking like this. I didn't need the money. The money caught up years later, but I understood that it wasn't about me. It was about the vehicle. I knew IAM was a $1 billion company 5 years ago. It was worth $1 billion. So I know for a fact that they can get value from it. The company can get value. They can get value from the mentorship. I knew that. So that's why I was unapologetically confident when speaking to people. If it didn't make sense for them, dude, I don't think it would ever make sense for them. Like for me, I look at it like this. You can never say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right person. Anybody with a brain is going to enroll. I sound harsh right now on the call, but anybody that legitimately understands economics to a very small extent is going to get involved. And those are going to be the right people that are going to get involved. I spent a lot of time on this prospecting slide because it's massively important. It's something so many people either get wrong or they're scared of doing. You want to know something? How I got good at it was doing it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. That leads us to number 2, the 7 P's of I am. The second P, perfect practice. Okay, perfect practice, right? I don't fear, Bruce Lee, I don't fear the man that knows 1,000 moves, but the man that has mastered one move over 1,000 times. What right now are you going out there? What are you going out there right now and mastering? A lot of people say practice makes perfect. That's bullshit. Practice doesn't make perfect. You could be practicing bullshit. And now your entire presentation is just a very bad presentation that's perfectly bad. Right? It's perfectly bad. So it's like you want to be able to go out there and execute correctly, right? On op calls, look at the way that some of the best presenters are doing the opportunity calls. Bro, I used to study all the Chairman 750s opportunity calls. I used to study all the Chairman 100s opportunity calls. What I used to do, I used to take from certain people. I'd be like, all right, I like this thing. I'm going to take it from this person. I like what this person said. I'm going to take it from this person. You know what I used to fucking do to actually get good at opportunity calls? Right? I used to have a whole notebook and I would listen to an entire opportunity call, 30 minutes, and I would take notes on the entire opportunity call. Every joke, every pause. On top of that, I used to take notes on when they were telling people to take notes and how to tell people to take notes. What to say, how to say it, analogies. I used to do all of that in order to get the perfect practice in and then apply. Because I understood, once I understood that, I became my own walking business. I could go out there and present to the world. I wasn't dependent on a video. I wasn't dependent on anybody else to build my business. I was dependent on me to build my business. I was an actual entrepreneur, right? So the perfect practice. How good are your opportunity calls right now? Are they bad? Some of y'all, they might be bad. Mine were bad. I'm going to keep it real. They were terrible. But how did I get better? My mentor used to say, Alex used to always be like, John, listen, if you want to get good at opportunity calls, you want to get good at events, do 1,000 one-on-ones. Trust me, you'll get good at events. You'll be good at presentations. Do 1,000 one-on-ones, bro. You'll be good at it after the 1,000 ones. All right? 3 ways. Edification. How good is your edification? You can always tell the development level of someone by their level of edification. How well they're able to edify somebody else. I see a lot of times people are afraid to edify other people because they think making someone bigger makes them smaller, when in reality it's the opposite. It's the exact opposite. 3 ways. Understand the 3-way call. Understand how to master it. Understand maybe even how to close, the simple close. And close somebody, start with the simple close and then build your way up into it. Perfect practice makes perfect. Prospecting. Practice prospecting, dude. Do it again and again and again every single day. How do you get better at the gym? You show up every day. How do you get better at anything? Practice the numbers. You're not entitled to the end result. You're entitled to the numbers. You're entitled to the practice. Master the art of promotion. On the call tonight, did you promote this call to your team? Or did you not promote the call to your team? Did you promote March Madness to your team? How well you promoted, is going to differentiate your success in the next nine months. I'm just being honest with you. Mike Tyson's promoter made more money than Mike Tyson ever did. Actually made 10 times more money. Because the art of promotion is the second highest paid profession in the world. How well are you at promoting? All right, perfect practice makes perfect. Number 3, phone mastery. Phone mastery. What is your phone mastery in this business? Okay, when you pick up the phone, okay, and start dialing, what do you sound like? What do you sound like? What's your tonality behind the phone? Right? 80% of communication is all based off of your tonality. Your energy is contagious. If you're excited on the call, they're going to be excited. If you're not excited on the call and you sound like a dead whale or like a dead cat, they're going to be like, yo, I don't even want to talk to this person right now. Like, what, why are you even calling me, bro? They're going to be like, yo, like, they're going to hang up on you. I'm just being honest with you. Because people buy your energy before they buy you. People buy your energy before they buy you. How do you expect somebody to be excited if you're not even excited about you? Your energy is a reflection of how excited you are about yourself. Right? So I want you guys to understand that very clearly. Right? Very, very, very clearly. What is your tonality when talking to people? Are you excited? Okay? Do you have urgency? Do you have legit urgency on the call? I see people text people all the time. I see people try to, go out there and just constantly try to voice message and text people. At the end of the day, nothing will replace the phone or nothing will replace FaceTime. You gotta get comfortable with being on the phone. You gotta get comfortable. You gotta have the confidence to get on the phone. Like I talked about earlier, unapologetic confidence. Right? You're representing a $7 trillion a day industry. Right? Like I said, it's a privilege for somebody to be on the phone with you. Right? You're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor. That's the type of attitude you need to have. In this business, the person that shares their story the most is the one that wins. The person that shares their story the most is the one that wins. The Chairman 10s, they shared their story the most. Chairman 25s, they shared their story a little bit more. Chairman 50s, they shared their story a little bit more. Chairman 100s, Chairman 250s, they shared their story a little bit more. How often are you sharing your story? How often are you on the phone? Right? That's number 3. Number 4, let's talk about it, right? Number 4, next one, okay? Practice patience, okay? Commitment's what's left after the emotion of the moment is gone. I always say, guys, be patient with the process, but be aggressive with the execution. So I think a lot of times in this entire business, even though we're super aggressive, right? Don't ever try to compare your chapter 5 to other people's, let's say, chapter 10. I feel like that happens so many times in this business where it's like we're so competitive with one another. People try to compare this where they're at compared to somebody else's level. You have no idea what got that person to their Chairman 10 or what that person had to go through to get to their chapter 10 in order for them to really get to that level. And you're still just starting off at your chapter 5. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's life is a different journey. Everybody's going through a different life, right? Somebody may get married, okay, at age 20 years old and then get divorced at age 25 years old. Somebody may get married at age 40 and be happy for the rest of their entire life. Somebody may become successful super young, okay, but then may lose the success when they're older. It might take them 40 years to be successful, but they have long-term lasting generational success. Stop comparing your process to other people. Right? Be patient with the process. Trust the process. You trusting the process is telling the world that you're ready for it. That you trust yourself. That you trust your value. That you realize your value. Right? Because the reality is a lot of people, they get so frustrated. They get so overwhelmed on the end result, the end goal. They're aiming for Chairman 10 that they forget that they still got to respect and they still got to trust the process to go Platinum 5,000. They still have to respect Platinum 2,000. They still got to respect Platinum 1,000. The reality is You got to be able to respect every single rank and trust your process. Because now you're saying that you trust God, you trust the world, you trust the universe to get you, the source, to get you to the next level. Now you're trusting the promise. Now you trust your value. You don't doubt your value, you trust your value. Practice patience. Right? I talked the story about the seed, right? The seed in the soil. I tell people to never question nature. You don't ever question nature. You don't question every morning if the sun is going to rise or not. You don't question that. You never question that. You just know it's going to happen. Okay, you don't question, basically, you don't question, if how much your heart is pumping every single moment or every single minute. You don't question that. You don't question 4 liters of blood circulating through your entire body, head to toe, every single couple of hours. You don't question that. So why would you question the source? Why would you question your ability? Why would you question what's going on? Why would you question it? Let me ask you guys this. If you planted a seed as perfectly as it could be planted, you gave it all the water, you gave it all the nutrients, you gave it all the sunlight it needed to really grow, would you question that seed? Probably not. Would you question whether or not that seed would grow? No. You wouldn't question it. You wouldn't question the seed. You wouldn't question it. So why would you question your results? If you knew you could do everything possible, you did everything possible with your day. You were on every call, every training, every go live. You did everything you possibly could to build your business day by day, every single day. Why would you question whether or not you were going to be a millionaire? Why would that even be a question? It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Your time will come. Your time will come. I just don't understand how people to this day question it. Your time will come. Don't ever question it. Because if you knew the same power that created everything here today that we see is the same power getting you to where you want to be, you can never question it because you know it's already done. You're doing everything possible, everything necessary to get to that level. Why in the world would you try to rush that? You got to trust it. You got to trust what is right in front of you right now. What lesson is it teaching you? Is it telling you to be more aggressive? Is it telling you to be more structured? Is it telling you to be more positive? Is it telling you to have a better attitude? Some people may never see it. They get stuck on one lesson for the rest of their entire life. I've seen it happen where people are stuck in grief for the rest of their life. Something happens, something traumatic happens when they're young. That traumatic experience turns into emotion. That emotion becomes a habit. That habit becomes part of their identity. And then guess what? It follows them for the rest of their entire life. And they're unable to let go of it. And they think it's them. They think it's just one of their character traits to be grumpy. It's one of their character traits to be aggressive. It's one of their character traits to be the way they are. When in reality, they aren't able to trust the process and let go. Right? So practice patience. Practice patience, right? Be aggressive. Be as aggressive as possible. Be as urgent as possible. But don't try to let that urgency destroy the outcome, right? Persistence. The fortune is always in the follow-up, okay? The fortune is always in the follow-up. So 90% of closes are on the 5th follow-up. Okay, 90% of closes are on the 5th follow-up. So if you want to go out there and get somebody involved in the business, people think that it's that when one person says no to them, they think that it's no forever. It's just either no right now, no not right now, or no, I just need more information. You guys got to understand, it took me to see I Am Master Academy 20 times. I had to see it 20 times. I kid you not. I was like, no, it's a scam. It's not real. I was the most skeptical fucking person in the world. But then once that skepticism got erased, when I started seeing profits, I saw the results. I started to study the industry. I picked up the book, Business of the 21st Century. I started to legitimately get educated and started listening to wealthy people, not just fucking opinions. That is when my skepticism broke. That's when my skepticism broke. Because there's a lot of opinions on YouTube. There's a lot of opinions online. There's a lot of opinions everywhere in the fucking world, bro. Everybody has an opinion. Look at who actually has results. Right? So, persistence. 90% of closes are on the 5th follow-up. You got to be able to be persistent. Okay? You got to be able to go out there and what? Follow up. The fortunes of the... I don't understand how somebody will expose somebody and then never follow up with them. Guess what? I'll probably follow up with them. And you did the hard work for me. Now all I got to do is expose them one time, and I'm probably the 5th follow-up. Guess what? They'll probably sign up. I've seen it happen before. People need to go, if it doesn't make sense for them at an event, get them on a webinar. If it doesn't make sense for them on a webinar, get them on a 3-way call. If it doesn't make sense for them on a 3-way call, get them to watch another opportunity video. If it doesn't make sense for them on another opportunity video, get them to a second event. I guarantee it. They're going to get involved. What are your daily methods of operation? Okay, your daily methods of operation, okay, build up your success. Your daily methods of operation build up your success. No, this is not being recorded, okay? Definitely not being recorded. Sometimes you're just going to have to be on those calls. I fucking hate recordings. Because people think, oh, I just hop on the recording. No, bro, this is sometimes you just need to be on the fucking call. Sometimes you just need to be on the call. You need to put everything down and you need to be on the fucking call. Right? Because the reality is, success doesn't wait on anybody. Alright? So what are your DMOs? What is your daily methods of operation? What are your DMOs? What are you doing every single day? You can go hard for a week, but bro, try going hard for 2-3 years. That's what's going to get you that long-term success. Ask yourself the question, are you self-aware of your consistency? Are you self-aware of your consistency? Look at this right here. This is the perfect story of persistence. And someone that's relentless versus somebody that just quits way too soon. I always tell everybody, man, you're always like one call away. You're always one event away. You're always one Instagram message away from the next level, from the next rank. You're always in that one step closer. You're always one step closer. Every day you get closer. I need you guys to understand that. Even if you're in retracements, even if your volume goes backwards, even if it doesn't look like the end result, the physical wise, it's not getting better. Technically, every day you're getting closer, regardless. Your skills are getting better. You're becoming more mature. Check this out. Look at this picture. I love this picture because it signifies somebody that's persistent versus somebody that just quit too soon. Look at the person at top. On top, the person is hungry, ambitious, understands, like, yo, I'm aiming for it. I'm ready for it. He's super excited. And the person at the bottom just quit way too soon. He was that 1 or 2 picks away from striking gold, striking diamonds. But what happened? What happened, dude? He just quit too soon. And I've seen this happen to so many people in my industry, bro, where they just couldn't master persistence. They didn't really have the consistency to keep going. The consistency, what puts you into is what puts you into momentum, guys. If once you're in momentum, if you decide to stop, to cut your momentum and you completely stop, you kill your momentum. That momentum is going to get you to chairman, going to get you to a 6-figure trading account. But if you kill that momentum, you're going to have to restart that entire momentum. That momentum could have taken you months to build up, years to build up, and you cut it in just a couple months because you didn't see the end result. Because you thought, you know what? It's just too hard, bro. It's too hard. Continue to push forward relentlessly. Yo, you gotta be relentless in this shit. You gotta have like rhino skin when it comes to this entire business. I'm being honest with y'all. In order to really make it, I've seen so many talented people in the world. I've seen the best traders in the world, best marketers in the world. People that you would think were fucking born for this. We're born for this. I'm like, dude, I've met people where I was like, dude, this guy is going to be a Chairman 100. Just the way he talks, the way he trains, his attitude. But you want to know something crazy? They didn't end up hitting it because it's not the best in the world that really make it. It's the ones that are the most persistent. It's the ones that are the most consistent for the longer period of times. You can be consistent, bro, for a couple months, but try it for a couple years. That is where you'll really see the result. That's where you'll tell the difference between a hustler and somebody that isn't. All right? Persistence. Sixth one, right? Personal development. All right? Personal development. Let's get this going, right? You guys already know I sound like a librarian, okay? Because like I'm always talking about personal development, always talking about you guys growing yourself every single day. I always talk about how personal development basically alters your psychology, right? I always say those corny lines, your income will never outweigh your value level. If it ever does, it'll fall back down. I hear that happen time and time and time again. It's all about your value level. You got to alter the reality that you're in today. The reality that you have right now has gotten you to where you are today. Stop listening to yourself. If you're not where you want to be, why would you listen to yourself? If you're only making $3,000 a month, $1,000 a month, $600 a month, why would you listen to yourself? You would just continue to make $600 a month. You got to listen to people that are making $10,000 a month. At this moment in time, I'm listening to everything Jason is saying. I'm listening to everything that Alex is saying. I don't question it. They tell me jump, I fucking jump. They tell me do this, I don't question it. I do it without hesitation. Because I understand they got the results that I want. It's not a coincidence, right? So, personal development, invest into you more than anything else in the entire world. It's the only way that you're going to be able to develop other people. Your personal development level is key to everything in your entire life. What are you self-affirming to yourself every single day, right? 90% of the conversations that we have every single day are with ourselves. Are those conversations positive? Or are those conversations negative? Ask yourself that question. Because 85% of the world resonates with negativity, which is why 85% of the world has less than $500 to $1,000 in their bank account today. Isn't that crazy? How 85% of people resonate with negativity. They'll always look at the glass half empty than half full. While 85% of people also in the world, 86 actually have less than $500 to $1,000 in their bank account. That's crazy. Maybe not after that stimmy check, though. That stimmy check, they probably got like at least a rack now, right? But guess what? Guess what? Where's all that money going to? Where's all the stimmy checks going to? Back into the rich and wealthy. Because wealth isn't something physical. It's something mental, right? So, personal development. Last thing, we talked about this, right? We already talked about this, right? Posture. Posture, bro. Having that $1 million posture. We got the $1 million solution, dude. You go find me something else, like I said, like this. How do you carry yourself? What's your frame of mind? What's your attitude in this business? You have a good attitude? Do you have a bad attitude? What's your attitude towards yourself? Do you see yourself as a millionaire? When I was a Platinum 150, I was talking like a Chairman 10. When I was a Chairman 10, Chairman 25, I was talking like a Chairman 100. I didn't care. People joined my business, cool. People left my business, amazing. I don't care. I knew where I was going. What's your posture like? Where do you believe you're going? Because realistically, I believe every single person on the fucking call can go 6 figures. I believe every single person on the call can go 7 figures. But do you believe that? Do you have the posture like that? Where do you lie? In scarcity or abundance? In honesty and dishonesty? Where do you lie on this entire thing, man? You got to have that posture that, dude, you are going to be that millionaire in your family. You're going to be the one that's going to break generational curses. You got to have the posture that you're the one, that one black sheep in your family that's going to be the one to create history. You're going to be the one that's going to leave a legacy and live and then pass on your last name. People are going to know your last name. That's the type of posture you need to have. You think Jay-Z became a billionaire with a minimum wage posture? Absolutely not. Jay-Z's a billionaire. His wife is Beyonce. I remember watching interviews where Beyonce was like, yo, I didn't even like Jay-Z, but his confidence, his posture was just ridiculous. What's your posture like? Is it a $1 billion posture? Or is it a minimum wage dollar posture? Ask yourself that. And even if you have to ask yourself that question, reevaluate how you're carrying yourself right now. What's your frame of mind? What's your attitude? How do you look at you? When you look in the mirror, do you look at God's highest form of creation, the Son of God, because we are all sons of the source? Do you look at that, or have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten that you have the ability to create? Have you forgotten that you are God's gift to the world? I feel like some of y'all have forgotten that. Sons and daughters of the world. I feel like some of y'all have forgotten that. So have unapologetic posture. And the last 3 things I'm going to give you guys, right? 3 steps to creating $1 million business. You got to have absolute hungriness, man. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep. Okay. Yesterday I drove back. I was driving back from Orlando. Okay. 3.5 hours there, 3.5, almost 4 hours back. On top of that, the day before I probably had 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And the day before that, I probably had another 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Tonight, I'm going to be up probably till 2 a.m., answering a couple messages, game planning. Because why? Not because I need to. I could be on a fucking beach right now. And I think my business would still grow 1,000,000%. But because I want to. And it's deeper than just the money. So I want you guys to ask yourself the question, how hungry am I, right, to really create a legacy? How hungry am I to really do something bigger and larger than I will ever be, right? Because you live as long as you're remembered for, right? You live as long as you're remembered for. And I'm hungry for that. I'm hungry for legacy at this point. Ask yourself, how hungry are you for your legacy, right? What's your attitude? What's your attitude in this entire business? Positive attitude, negative attitude. You got to be able to look for the good in everything. In every little situation, you got to be able to look for the good in it. Please look for the good in it. You have to be a delusional optimist. That's what I say. I always tell everybody, you got to be a delusional optimist. I crashed my car. Okay, delusional optimist. I don't have a car anymore. But you know what I learned? I learned to be more careful. Maybe that might have been the lesson, right? I lost my whole business. Amazing. If I did it once, I could do it again in less than half the fucking time. A leader left. Amazing. He was a snake anyway. Disloyalty at a small scale is better than disloyalty at a larger scale. Positive attitude. Get the snakes out of the grass. You don't want people like that anywhere near your business anyway. Think about that type of stuff. Attitude, positive attitude on a consistent basis. Last thing, self-awareness. Ask yourself, how self-aware am I in this entire business? Am I really, really, really self-aware? Am I really able to kind of adjust and look at myself from the outside looking in and ask myself the question, dude, where do I need to improve in? Where do I need to adjust? How can I be better in this situation? How could I handle this situation better? Should I be more coachable in this area? All right, have some self-awareness, man. Ask yourself, dude, how self-aware am I right now? Like, do I know my strengths? Do I know my weaknesses? Do I know who I am? How can I improve just as a person? How can I be a better version than who I am today than I was yesterday? That's really the biggest question that you guys need to ask yourself, right, in this business. How self-aware am I? Am I trying to be the best leader in the world, or am I trying to be the best student in the world? Best students and the best leaders, right? Am I treating this profession like a hobby, or am I treating it like an actual profession? Right? Those questions are $1 million questions. So I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys got value. Drop some 777s in the chat box if y'all got value. Okay, drop some 777s in the chat box. Let's stay connected on Instagram. I appreciate every single one of y'all, right? We got like 240, 250 on the line, right? Also on IG Live. Let me know what you guys' favorite part was, right? Message me on the IG, and I'll make sure to talk to y'all soon. Grateful for y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.